In a bustling city surrounded by tall, gleaming buildings, there was a quiet temple tucked away from the noise. The temple was old, its wooden beams worn smooth by time, and its garden was a small oasis of peace. Within the temple lived a Zen master named Akira, known for his profound wisdom and simple way of teaching life's lessons. One day, a young man named Kenji visited the temple. He was overwhelmed by the pressures of life, his demanding job, his constant need to prove himself, and the endless race to achieve more. His mind was a whirlwind of stress and worry, and he felt lost in the relentless pace of the city. Desperate for peace, he sought Akira's guidance. Kenji found the master sitting in the garden, sipping tea and watching the koi fish glide through the pond. He bowed respectfully and said, "Master Akira, I've heard of your wisdom and have come seeking answers. My mind is restless, and I find no peace in my life. How can I calm this storm within me?" Akira looked at Kenji and gestured for him to sit. Without a word, he poured Kenji a cup of tea. As Kenji lifted the cup to drink, Akira suddenly began to pour more tea into the already full cup. The tea overflowed, spilling onto the table and onto the ground. "Master!" Kenji exclaimed, startled. "The cup is full. It can't hold any more." Akira stopped pouring and gave Kenji a knowing smile. "Exactly," he said. "Your mind is like this cup, Kenji, so full of thoughts, worries, and ambitions that there is no space for peace. To find calm, you must first empty your cup." Kenji was puzzled. "But how do I do that? My responsibilities and problems won't simply disappear." Akira rose and led Kenji to a nearby grove of bamboo. The tall stalks swayed gently in the breeze, their movements graceful yet resilient. Akira pointed to them and said, "Watch the bamboo. It bends with the wind but does not break. It remains rooted and strong, no matter how fierce the storm." Kenji observed the bamboo and began to understand. "You're saying I must learn to bend, to let go of resistance?" Akira nodded. "Stillness does not mean the world will stop moving. It means finding balance within yourself, like the bamboo. The wind of life will always blow, but peace comes from being flexible and grounded. To empty your mind, you must let go of what you cannot control." Kenji reflected on these words. He spent the rest of the day in the temple, meditating and observing the simple beauty around him. The koi fish in the pond, the gentle rustle of the bamboo, and the soft hum of the city beyond. Slowly, he felt a quietness settle within him, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. In the days and weeks that followed, Kenji practiced what he had learned. He approached his life with a new perspective, allowing himself to let go of the need to control everything. When stress threatened to overwhelm him, he would pause, take a deep breath, and remind himself to bend like the bamboo. Though his circumstances hadn't changed, he found a newfound sense of peace and clarity. Years later, Kenji often returned to the temple to sit quietly in the garden. He had become a source of calm for others, sharing Akira's wisdom with those who sought it. And as the city's hustle continued around him, Kenji knew that true stillness came not from changing the world, but from changing the way he moved within it.